Personal business like show.
We're ready to record and everything?
Yep.
That's just strange. Where's my phone at?
In about 15 seconds.
My wife always admires me
Reach
about
a
gum.
point where you say,
And I really.
I don't, well, it's like me and gum,
Keep eyeballs.
because I pulled out more phones than chewing gum.
yeah,
How
really?
close does this?
I'm a juju.
How close does the phone have to be in order to pick that up?
I've been in the other room and I've been able to do it.
Okay,
But it's hard.
it's 3 o'clock. You ready to go?
Yep.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is 3 p.m. on Thursday, May 5th, 2016. Time for the meeting of the Gateway Services Community Development District Board of Supervisors. We have a quorum. Would you please stand and join us in the pledge to our flag and country? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chairman, could I just remind everyone to pull your microphones down so that people can hear you and the recording picks it up?
Thank you, Mr. Manager. If people in the room have trouble hearing us, give us a signal, and so we'll try and do better. If you have a noise-making machine like this, please put it on mute for the balance of the meeting. If you wish to speak to the board, you know the drill by now. You have to fill out a form for the manager. Mr. Manager, have we folks that want to speak to the board this afternoon?
Yes, sir. We got Joe McCulca, and it's on paving of Gateway.
Good afternoon, Joe McCulker from Stony Brook. And I want to say that the paving is going well, but I did have a concern at the upper end of Gateway. Where they went by Stony Brook, they just went by Stony Brook. There's no cutover into where the indentation is for the entrance into the community. As a result, areas that used to be used for a turnaround by the trucks, both previously when it was paved below us and now, are still very heavily marked up and not very attractive. I'm hoping they're coming back, but when they started painting today, painting the lines, I realized they probably were not. I think we need to take a look at that. On the way here today, I took time to look at other communities which have been previously paved. It looked to me like at least they went up to where there were bricks or something, or cross marking something. They did go around the corner a little bit. That's not the case up there. I didn't look at the villages and see what they did there, but we need to take a look at that. And I believe they did the same thing in Hampton Park, too. No, not all the way in, just to come a little bit. I noticed there was a section at Gateway Green Zones, there's an extra 20 feet that looked like it was paved after the fact. Who did that? Well, you know what I'm talking about then. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. We'll try and look into it for you.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Manager?
Yes, sir. We have Rob Spicker, and he's speaking on selecting a new supervisor.
Hi there, my name's Rob Spicker. I live in Daniels Preserve, and I just came today to support my friend Doug Banks to be appointed to here to the Gateway Board of Supervisors, because you have a chance to make an easy choice today and continue to have the board operate as it has been, or make a wise choice and select Doug and have Doug come sit on the board next to you. He has put a great deal of thought into what he would do for this community. He and I have talked about this several times, about what Gateway needs and what we would like to see come out of this board. He's got a vision for moving us forward so that we don't get swallowed up by the communities that are growing one direction or the one that's the other side of us. He's organized, he's a leader, he's enthusiastic, and he'll help you get things done. And that's important right now, is getting things done. You may be challenged by him to think about things a little bit differently, to do things differently, but you'll do them, and you'll do them well, and you will not be disappointed if Doug is on the board with you. You know, we live in a great neighborhood. We got lots of families. We're attractive to businesses. We're blessed to be here. But of late, the board has gotten caught up in personal and petty problems and grievances and been focused on the wrong things. So I hope today you can change that, choose a new direction, choose a wise direction, make a good choice, and have Doug Banks come sit on the board with you.
Rob, would you spell your last name and
Sure.
give us your full address for the record, please?
It's SP as in Paul, ICKER, 12273 Country Day Circle.
channel.
Thanks.
The last speaker is George Huskamp, and irrigation system questions.
My name is George Huskamp, and I live at 12820 Vista Pine Circle in Pinecrest. My concern today is has to do with the irrigation system. I'm concerned with all the dirt I've seen being pushed around at various places, which means new houses or new primary residences. And I would like to have some assurance that we are already looking at the irrigation, because what's sitting there right now in our system is not adequate. I say that because in last August I noticed that throughout the summer, as new houses and new areas came on stream, I was having trouble getting enough pressure at my house. I called Ivan. He came over and tried to convince me that I didn't know what I was talking about, but in the final analysis, somebody came over without telling anybody, without any fanfare, and turned the pressure up on the system. Because of the trouble I was getting, I put a pressure gauge on my system, which was really measuring the main pressure. The irrigation main pressure, and my pressure went from somewhere slightly under 80 pounds to 95, just like that. The only way you can do that is that's at a static time. The only way you can do that is to kick up the pressure either by speed or some other controller that's at the irrigation. This just told me, though, that when all the rest of these places where the dirt is being moved, if they're going to be irrigated with the same system we have now, then a lot of houses are not going to have enough irrigation. And I hope that somebody's already started on it, but my concern was that it hasn't been addressed yet, and I'm suggesting to the board that we're already behind and should get started on it right away, because the dirt is followed by concrete, is followed by concrete block, is followed by roofs, and pretty soon lawns, and at some point I ain't gonna get no water, because I've already had that happen to me. I could not, when I talked to him last summer, I couldn't get enough water to have my lawn watered. Anybody want to say anything?
I want to thank you for bringing this to our attention. We have been assured by our engineers for over 2 years that all the pressure is adequate, but we are going to inquire of them again. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Manager.
That's all I have, sir.
Thank you. This is going to end the public participation for this evening. And we're now ready to begin proceedings which will lead to the election of a new board member for seat number 5. The term of this seat goes through November 2018. We have 6 candidates, and the chair will invite each individually and in alpha order to the podium to convince the board that he or she is the one that should be the new board member. Each will have up to 3 minutes. The candidates are Doug Banks, Pete Dora, Kathleen Flaherty, George Huskamp, Laura Slinscott, and Ed Tinkle. Please remember that we are not here to hurt anyone, but only to elect a new board member. If there are no questions from board members, let's begin. Mr. Doug Banks, please come to the podium.
So for the record, my name is Doug Banks. I currently reside at 9834 Weatherstone Place in Stony Brook. And I first just want to say that I am excited that there's so many candidates that have stepped up. I think that shows a willingness to get involved. And for the candidates that some of them I know personally and others I know their reputation, they're very passionate. So I want to applaud everyone for stepping up for this open seat. I want to take just a couple minutes to talk about my background and who I am. So I've spent 15 years in the financial services industry. I've worked for Bank of America and TI Cref. I have over 10 years of operational management experience. I've been a Gateway resident for 12 years. 10 of those is in Pinecrest community, and the last 2 years in Stony Brook. I do own 2 homes in Gateway. I still own my home in Pinecrest, as well as the one currently in Stony Brook. I've served and been a part of Gateway Service District in various committees. I've met with probably every operations manager since Bill Knight and met with the staff on multiple occasions. I'm the founder and president of Gateway Gives Foundation and have been for the past 4 years. This foundation is a small nonprofit organization focused on impacting Gateway. Over this 4 years, we have donated about $80,000 directly back to the Gateway community. Been married for 16 years to my high school sweetheart, so we've been together about 26 years total. Got 4 boys. They are 14, 11, 7, and 3. So one of the things that I do possess that is a little different than most of the board members that sit up here today and in the past is I do represent families. There's things that impact me as a resident that I think would be very important to have that position on the board. My kids go to school here. They play sports here. We spend a lot of our time in the walls within Gateway. So some of the things that I believe in. I have a strong operations background. Some of my functional areas of expertise, these are things that I've managed, have had the exposure to operationally, is operations management, both program and project management, change management, process development improvement. I'm a green belt in Six Sigma, which is a process methodology, quality and productivity, technology, business innovation. So part of the roles that I've had in my previous experience and currently today is solving business problems, looking at operational efficiency and how effective our business is in different segments. I also have significant background in talent management and organizational management. A large portion of my career has been spent in the HR sector supporting multiple lines of businesses. I've got extensive vendor management background, staffing management, reporting and analytics, lean management, and project principles. So how to do things efficiently, on time, within budget. Some of the things that I truly believe in is research and planning, diligent budgeting and forecasting routines, governance and oversight, managing risk and liabilities, resource management, and last but certainly not least, accountability. So I feel like I'm the right person for this seat right now because the district is in need of some operational expertise. I think in my experience and looking at the board and what their direction is, I think we're in a great place. I think we've got some good thought leaders that sit in those chairs. I think I would be an asset to this board with my professional experience, my nonprofit experience, and just my overall personality and the way I deal and handle people. I don't have agenda, but I do have a plan, and it is based on things that I've seen from Joe DeServa, from what Severn Trent has proposed, and talking with the board. I do believe there is a vision, there's a three-year plan that we can put in place that will bring us to operational effectiveness. So I will open up if there's any questions. I think I met my time.
I do not have any questions.
The board has no questions. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.
Our next candidate in alphabetic order is Mr. Pete Dora. Mr. Dora is not in the city today. He's out of town on important family business, but he left a short statement with us that the manager is going to read on his behalf.
Mr. Dora sent an email. He said he's unable to attend the meeting today because his daughter graduates from graduate school on Friday, and he'll be on a long trip to celebrate that event. He did want to read the paragraph. It says, as the board considers how to fill this vacancy, please accept this email as my expression of interest in serving. I've had the privilege of serving on the board in the past, including for some period with each of the current board members. I believe that I can bring considerable background and experience to the district. I fully understand the effort involved in serving our community and have found the experience to be rewarding. I am confident board members are aware of the strengths I can bring to this position. Thank you for your consideration. Should the board elect to appoint me, I pledge to do my best in service to the community. Pete Dora.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. The next candidate in alpha order again is Kathleen Flaherty, and she again is out of town on important family business, but left us a message. Mr. Manager? Okay.
I'm disappointed and sorry that I am unable to speak directly with you this afternoon, since I am traveling today to Connecticut to participate in 3 major family events. I thank you for the opportunity to address the board in this manner. Since I moved into the Gateway community, I've become very involved in what takes place here. I have attended almost every CDD meeting in the last 2 years, because, as a resident, I feel it is vitally important to know what decisions are being made. I found the recent Gateway Sun article to be demeaning, fainting surprise at the existence of the Stony Brook Women's Club and showing disdain for its membership and their accomplishments badly reflects on the ill-informed author. I am indeed more than a retired teacher from Connecticut. I am an accomplished professional woman who has shown her leadership skills repeatedly. Skills that involve listening, reason, fairness, good judgment, honesty, integrity, and the intensity to work until a task is completed. As my bio, which you have in front of you, attests, my leadership skills were the reason that over 40,000 teachers in Connecticut voted for me to represent them at a national level. They knew that they could rely on me. That same drive, work ethic, and experience is what I will bring to the Board of Supervisors. Flashback to a little over a year ago, the Save the Royal Palm Trees effort was spearheaded by a hard-working group that I was instrumental in organizing. We were told that cutting down the trees was a done deal and not to waste our time and effort. Today, those trees proudly stand in Gateway as a testament to hard work and effort. I rather take action and accomplish things. I don't make promises. Promises are only words. I've proven that I am not afraid to become involved both in Stony Brook and in Gateway and to work hard for both. If you wish to fill this vacancy and have the assurance of an active, supportive member who always has the best interests of all Gateway in focus, then your decision is an easy one. Nominate and select Kathy Flaherty to the position you intend to fill today. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Our next candidate is George Huskamp.
My name is George Huskamp. I live at 12820 Vista Pine Circle in Pinecrest. I have a slightly different reason for being here than all the flowery phrases you might hear. When I first heard about the Mr. Senior and deciding that he no longer wanted to participate, I started talking to various and sundry people around and about, and became alarmed that it looked like the board was going to end up being heavily constructed in one or two areas, with a large percentage of Gateway being unrepresented, and I therefore decided it was time to stick my oar in the water. My background has basis for this particular work. I spent 3 years in the Navy. I spent 10, 12 years starting up chemical plants, not only in the United States, but throughout the world, which talks to my ability to handle utilities. I spent 25 years as my own in my own business, running a restaurant, starting off completely with a bankrupt business and running it for 25 years till it became one of the more well-known restaurants in Erie County, Pennsylvania. I've experienced real estate and mortgage broker. I've talked to almost anybody, and I can talk or listen to almost anybody on any subject and have at least a small working knowledge, so I know what they're talking about. I look forward to the possibility of joining the board as a supervisor, and I thank you very much for listening to me.
Hold on just one second. Questions?
I don't have anything.
Yeah. Thank you very much, George. Our next candidate is Ms. Dolores Linscott. Dolores, would you please come to the podium?
Hi. You want to know why I want to be up there with you? I'm too old to go dancing anymore. So I thought I'd try to help you. I've been on every committee that you've ever created, and I've watched what you do. I think I can help. I haven't got an agenda. I've been here 16 years. I am waiting for the lakes to be fixed, but I know how that's going, and I know what's happening. But I think I can help you. I want to help you, work with you, not against you. If there's something that needs to be done and it's on the agenda for the night, I'll make sure I know what I'm talking about when I come, but I won't try to do Cal's job or the office's job. I'll let them do their work and then we do ours, and that's the way it would go. I don't have anything else to tell you.
Margaret, question?
Thank you, Dolores.
Stan? Gary? Thank you very much, Dolores. Our final candidate is Mr. Ed Tinkle.
Ed Tinkle, 11180 Bent Pine Drive. I believe you have a copy of the resume and pardon me for the cold. Flew back on an airplane the other day and got a bug. You have a resume and qualifications and goals that I'd like to see done here at Gateway. Lived here full-time 11 years, owned property here 26 years, retired professional engineer, and I believe that background would help a lot to serve this community. Do you have any questions?
Margaret?
I don't, thank you.
Gary?
Thank you.
We know who that is.
That's the end of our presentations. The board members have in front of them a ranking sheet. If each member would please rank the candidates that they believe are best in order of number one and number two. I think that's as far as we should go. We're not here to hurt anyone. Sign their ballot and turn them and send them to the manager who will tabulate them for us.
Let me see yours. What was that we did in high school to make the notes, hold them, slide them and sleep?
You want to heat it with your seal?
I would, yes, the ring,
Yeah.
you know.
Make a swan.
Just from all the folks, we'll know which one's yours, Gary.
That's all right. Doesn't matter. I signed it. What is
When,
it?
when the tabulations are
My
finished,
mother. Gee.
the votes all have to be a matter of record if someone wants to see them after the meeting's over. So let's give the manager a moment to tabulate them and tell us what he has.
You did it. Mr. Speaker is right. That's vote for Doug.
Six, four.
Didn't even give you his, is he, CB? So, hang
What-
on,
what-
you say, Ben, what can I tell you?
Tony, come here a second. Okay, this is the lowest.
Somebody
but
wants Thai food,
There's
isn't
not
it?
a number there, so that's because of zero pulls it down, so how would you equalize it out? Is that sign it at three?
No, mine, because it was your team.
Because you're only ranking, you're only using ones.
This isn't rocket math. Can you figure?
Yeah, what's that? Right.
Apparently, we
Okay.
need an accountant.
So they're doing it, yeah, but they're doing it.
What spaceship are you building?
Right.
Because they're only putting ones and twos.
Correct.
This methodology doesn't work that way.
No, that
You have to
wasn't
rank
sky
them.
rockets in flight. What? Don't overcook, oh God.
Right,
They should have ranked all of them.
yes.
Well, you
Because you don't know
I
where
mean,
where
it's
he was
one and
ranked.
two.
Right.
So the ranking, how they did it is incomplete. You can't just use ones and twos.
I can't imagine.
Right,
I've never seen this before.
yeah, but
Well, if the twos
now
win,
that we
what
see
the
it,
heck?
there's
Let's go with
that
the
flaw.
deuce.
They have to do it completely.
Yeah.
Jiminy Christmas. All right, who put the clinker in here? Pam? What'd you do now, Pam?
Without doing it completely, you just muck it up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the problem is that, if somebody doesn't get a vote, then there's no number to tally. So that automatically pulls the vote down to
You
a
have to
lower
rank
number.
each one of
You
them.
have to rank each one of them to come up with a,
No, we only
No,
said.
you don't, we're not here to hurt anybody, I've repeated that several times.
okay, all right. The absolute lowest includes one that doesn't have a point total because it wasn't voted.
Are you talking?
Yeah, you wanna take a recess and I can show you what we got.
Board will stand in recess.
Okay. All right, that works too. That's another way to look at it, but it's not the way you described it.
How many ones? How many ones?
You got one, you got 4 ones.